What's going on, everybody? It's the Hook Cam back again. Finally. Jesus, it has been a minute, folks. I've been absolutely swamped between law school, coaching football, full-time job, moving back down to Southern California. It's been an absolute whirlwind for me for the last couple of months, but after an absolutely electric weekend of divisional football, I have no choice. My hands are tied. I need to get back into this YouTube game, start breaking down some film again. And what better game to start with than with this Chiefs-Bills game? I mean, just an absolutely legendary performance from both quarterbacks. We see Josh Allen at the highest stage really not make any mistakes, but unfortunately didn't get the rock in overtime. We see Pat Mahomes do his thing, absolute killer in this dude, being able to bring his team back with 13 seconds. A couple of things that I want to get into with this before I do. First, I want to apologize. It's been a long time since I was able to have time to make videos, but I'm really trying to work it back into my schedule. Number two, if you're, coming back or if you're new to the channel, please go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. So, diving into this game because this is really what we are here for. 13 seconds left to go in this ball game. And Buffalo is playing this defense right here, and this is all screaming, we don't want to give up 6 points. That's all this is, right? I cannot wrap my head around this. I honestly cannot. I get that we got speed demons out here, right? I get that Kansas City's fast. I get that 15's got one of the best arms, probably the best, if not. The dude on the other sideline has the best arm, but it's up there. You get it. He can throw the ball an absolute country mile. I understand. You don't want to get beat deep. You don't want to lose the game on touchdown, whatever. You can't do this, though. You can't do this. I'm sorry. 13 seconds left to go in the game. Kansas City has a timeout. You cannot play like this. You can't. You are begging for these guys to do exactly what they do in this situation, and that's give a quick pass and go eat up yardage. I mean, Kansas City, their whole thing with this, and just so that people know, these two cats are just running upfield and blocking. Like, go up there, most dangerous man, find a way. You are going to split these two cats, get upfield, and get me yardage right now. You're already screaming field goal territory. Like, we're there. At this point, right, we're on our 45-yard line. We need 15, maybe 20 yards in order to get into field goal territory and like high percentage kick territory. That's all we need, right? So with this situation, my biggest thing with the Buffalo Bills is, why are you playing this defense? Why are you doing this? You don't need to play this. I mean, we got one safety who's off the screen over here. I get that Patrick Mahomes can throw the football 700 yards. I understand that, but you don't need to play like this in order to prevent a field goal from happening for them to tie this game up. You should not be playing to not give up a touchdown. You should be playing to try and prevent a field goal. And when you do that, you need to bump your corners up. You need to bump your backers up. I mean, we got backers 15 yards away from the rock. And this is exactly and I understand doing this, and then maybe if they line up in a different formation, all right, we got to check out of it, whatever. But if I see this as a defense, right? And again, you've made this call. It's going to be tough to adjust right away. But when you see this right here, this is exactly what you're worried about. Two guys working upfield, quick ball right there. We're going to get upfield. We all know how fast Tyreek Hill is. He's going to work upfield, get me 15, 20, 25 yards. Easy play to start this drive. Good play call. I'm not saying that, the play call wasn't the most incredible thing in the world. It's not like he's, a world breaker with that one, but smart play call nonetheless. Really good job of executing that from Kansas City's perspective. Now this play right here, this is the next play. This is that, that little corner post that Travis Kelce runs. Again, why are my safeties lined up at the 30-yard line? Why are you up there in this situation? Again, I understand that Tyreek Hill and McCole Hardman are super fast, and I understand that Patrick Mahomes can put this ball in the end zone, but that's not what they're playing for at this point. That's not at all what they're playing for, right? And so judging off of how corners play this and how every football guy knows how corners play this, right? They have a timeout left. He's going to play outside leverage, so that way if Kelce works upfield like that, he's got leverage to wall him off, to get a hand on the ball, to play that football. But what Kelce does, and I'm sure everybody's seen the NFL films and exactly what they were talking about beforehand, he knows that this dude's playing outside leverage. Every dude on the field knows that. So Kelce's going to work upfield, corner post, right? And all he's doing with that corner post is trying to stem that corner and work him out, right? Which is exactly what he's doing, right? Everybody's aware of the situation at this point. This corner is trying to make sure that no ball is completed on the sideline so that they can get out and not burn a timeout. My thing is that Kansas City has a timeout to burn at this point. So with that being said, why are you so hesitant about him working out there, especially with, I think there was 7 seconds left on the clock at this point, right? So in that situation, this is exactly what you should be doing as a Kansas City player, right? And it's not even like Kelsey gives him a great head fake to the outside. He just kind of stems him and works him just ever so slightly out this way, cranks his head back inside. We're working right there. Really good ball from Patrick Mahomes in this situation. Great job from Kelsey getting 3-4 steps in and then getting down, right? Immediately we got to call timeout. We got to get the field goal unit on there. They kick the field goal. They go to overtime. Very, very well executed 2 plays on that drive to tie this game up. Absolutely loved everything about that, right? And again, were the play calls game breaking? No, I honestly don't think they were. I think it was a really good job between Kelsey and Mahomes of communicating that pre-snap, right? And that's stuff that they see all game, and that's really, really good situational football. And as you guys know, if you guys have been with my channel for a little bit, I coach football, I coach college football, I coach high school football now. I got out of college football because I went into law school, but situational football is so key. I'm a big Patriots fan. Situational football was preached forever in New England, and I think that it is just so instrumental and it should be in every single program across the United States, because situational football is everything about the game, right? And I'm not just saying with how much time's left. I'm saying, 4th and 1, 3rd and short, 2nd and medium, 1st and long, whatever. Like, you need to be great with your situational football. Now with this right here, this is a 3rd down on this overtime drive, okay? And I know that there's a lot of chatter about the overtime rules. I don't really care about that. I'm talking more about the actual X's and O's of this thing. What the Chiefs run in this situation, right? And I believe that they motioned Kelsey. I think I cut it out, but I believe that they motioned Kelsey from right to left in this situation, all right? Now, a lot of times what you get with this rollout is every offensive lineman reaching to whichever side the quarterback's going to. This situation, it's to the left. Running back's going to seal the end man on the line of scrimmage, and you get some sort of pick route between these 2 guys right here. Sorry if that P was popping on that pick route, but you get some sort of pick route between these 2 guys, okay? Now, what the Chiefs do, and if we're just watching these 2 cats at the bottom of the screen, they run 2 little whip routes. That's what I've been known to call them as. And really the key with this thing is what they do to this corner right here, because this corner is sinking, okay? But this corner is now in a pickle, right? Because what happens is that if he gets anything vertical, right? Because really I believe that I think that this is kind of a version of Reed too, right? If he gets anything vertical, he's going to sink to that, right? Because that, you have to understand, right? 3rd down, overtime, maybe we're trying to hit something out here, or in that situation, that corner would sink, and then you got to attack here if you're the quarterback, right? Now, what the Chiefs do with this is they run the 2 whips from number 1 and number 2, and they run Kelsey on a corner right here, this is a really, really good play call in my opinion. This is one that Bieniemy has a feather in his cap, because this is a really good job, because these 2 cats are looking at number 2. Like I said, I believe it's Reed 2. So with anything to the flat, they're going to hammer down on it, okay? Number 3, which is Kelsey, is the one who works into that soft area. There's no safety over the top. No backer works with him. Really, who's responsible for Kelsey is this dude right here, because he's working to the deep middle, right? And this is a really, really good job. I love this block from Clyde Edwards-Helaire as well. Like, this is a key to the play that people don't talk about, and they might not. This is a big boy block from 25. I mean, we're getting into a defensive end's grill right there and working him back, creating a ton of space for Mahomes to get that rock out. My question with this really defensively would be, what is this Mike linebacker doing? And I think that he's supposed to rush. I'm not saying that he's freelancing and just doing whatever he wants. But really, you got to think that maybe he's trying to wall off, maybe he's going to run with him. I still think Travis Kelsey probably catches this ball if Tremaine Edmonds is there, although Tremaine Edmonds is, I believe his name's Tremaine Edmonds, might be butchering that. But whoever this Mike is, right, he's a freak athlete. But this is a really good job from Kelsey, finding that spot in the zone, kind of simmering down a little bit, sitting there. Big 1st down from the Chiefs in overtime. Now, working to this next play here, this is their screenplay that they ran to Jerick McKinnon, who's been an outstanding acquisition for them. What I want to point out on this play is the back's movement as soon as the ball snapped, right? The Chiefs do a lot of stuff with their running backs to mess with backers, and a lot of times, backers are keying one of a couple of things. They're keying guards, they're keying H's, they're keying backs. With this situation, they're keying the back, right? And you know that because of this Mike's steps, right? Watch as the back, right? The back is, McKinnon's going to work this way right here, right across Patrick Mahomes' face. It's going to bump this backer out this way, right? Boom, right there. See how he's now working out there? He's working out to this part of the field that no one's going to, right? And so what happens with this is now that backer has something working across his face, Okay, he's got that back that's now his threat. That's who he's going to be working to. This backer is going to work to number 2 in this situation, who becomes this cat right here. So now he has to wall off with this tight end, right? And as this end works across, as this receiver works across, he's going to pass this off to Tremaine Edmonds. Again, hope I'm not butchering his name. But because that back worked this way, we have this tight end working across the field. Now these two cats are mixed up because this back works back out. But he's supposed to be manned up with him, but he has someone crossing his face. We have to pass this off as a backer, and now we have to trade, and he has to work to the back, which he gets lost in doing because this backer is all jacked up, because all of this stems from the back's motion at the beginning of it. This is a phenomenally designed play. This really is. McKinnon working to his right, steps back across. I mean, we have a ton of field to work. Beautifully executed from the Kansas City Chiefs. Huge play in overtime to pick up some solid yardage, bring them across into the Buffalo Bills territory. Now this right here, this next play to me is the play of the game, in my opinion. Their play on the goal line, which we'll get into in just a second, is also outstanding. But this is a really, really well-designed play, and just bringing this thing from the bottom up. This is going to be McCall Hardman, who's running across the field in that, that mesh combination almost. It's not a mesh, it's more like a drag, but that sort of route combination is what I'm talking about. Now, the biggest thing for me, this clear out right here does a really good job, but this cat right here, I believe, is Travis Kelce. This is a outstanding job from him. Outstanding, because really offensively what we're trying to do is we're trying to pick this corner who's over the top. Okay, and you kind of, obviously, you're like offensively, right? This dude's, we're manned up right here. So wherever this dude goes across the field, we're manned up with him. Maybe they pass him off. It looks like they're in cover 1 though. Now, the key to this whole thing, and Travis Kelce does a number of things really well on this play, but 2 things that I want to point out. Number 1, getting underneath the rush right here is huge for this tackle. Absolutely huge, because it delays that tackle, kind of forces his rusher to work upfield, doesn't really give him a ton of options. We got to get after the quarterback, got to get after him now. So really good job with that with Travis Kelce. Now, the other thing, this clear out, we're trying to just create traffic. That's all we're trying to do. McCall Hardman does a good job working upfield and cutting this thing across. And then Kelce works right into this corner's way. Boom, right there. Outstanding job from the Kansas City Chiefs. This is well executed football when it matters most. That's why I love how Kansas City runs their offense. They're well coached. They're a good football team. I don't care who you're a fan of, you have to be able to appreciate it. I can understand if Bills fans are a little salty right now. I would be as well if I were them. The other cherry on top to this play, once again, Jerick McKinnon in this situation does such a good job, because this play doesn't work if Jerick McKinnon doesn't do exactly what he does right here, which is work out across this way. Usually with check releases like this, I would imagine that he has that option of which way to go. That backer's playing outside. In fact, you know what? Probably not. It's probably predetermined that he's working this way, just because we have McCall Hardman working across the field. We can see Tremaine Edmonds work with him. McCall Hardman has a ton of space to work. He's upfield. Massive gain for the Kansas City Chiefs. Put them in prime territory to seal this thing out. Now, the reason why I recorded it and we got this, horrible NFL Game Pass. I hate how they run their website, but the reason why I have it here, and I'm sorry that I can't get this off the screen, this motion is the reason why the Kansas City scores on this play, because defensively, how they're lined up right here, it looks like they're in man coverage. They got 2 deep safeties. They're probably just playing 2-man, right? Kelce is going to motion inside of that number 1 receiver, right? Or excuse me, inside of that number 2 receiver. Now he's number 1 and he's number 2. What that does is it passes off coverage responsibilities. Now this corner is going to be matched up with the receiver, and this linebacker is going to be matched up with Travis Kelce, right? That's the key to this play. Kansas City does so often. They run Travis Kelce inside and they work him upfield, and then he's working middle of the field, or he's shutting it down right here. Whatever, he's working middle of the field. So these backers are going to try and wall him off and stay in front of him, right? But with this play right here, we work Kelce inside. It's going to man up this corner on this receiver, and then we're going to work this goal line fade to the corner of the end zone, which is exactly what they do here. Really good job. Kelce works. Honestly, it's a little bit of a double move as he works out and then upfield. Really, really good job from him in this situation, and then just an absolute dot from Patrick Mahomes. We've seen that combination do so well in the past, and once again, it is one of the most dangerous combinations in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Just an outstanding job, but once again, again, something that I do want to draw attention to, that pre-snap motion is so critical in this situation because it passes off that coverage responsibility. Now we have a backer on a tight end, and we all know how dangerous Travis Kelce is, even on corners. But in this situation, they put the dagger in the Buffalo Bills, and they're able to walk away with a divisional win into that AFC Championship game. So anyway, guys, that was a much longer video than I anticipated. We're working on 15 minutes now. Going to have to edit this bad boy down. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, that would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. That's all I got for you guys. If you guys have a game that you want to see next time, or a game that you want me to break down from last weekend, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Feels good to be back, folks. I appreciate all your support. That's all I got for you today, and I'll see you next time.